Hello everyone, with Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Sunday evening, June 16, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video, share it, subscribe and tap notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a brand new video. Leave a comment down below letting me know what the weather has been like in your area recently. Also feel free to ask any other related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. Alright, so let us take a look at the U.S. National Hurricane Center 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. We can see that they've now given the area in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico a high 70% chance of cyclone formation within the next 7 days, and that area east of Florida a 30% chance of cyclone formation within the next 7 days. And I'll definitely be here to keep you posted just in case we have our first name on the list, which is Alberto. Taking a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can see that we still have that ridge of high pressure dominating the entire Atlantic basin. That's responsible for sending the easterly trade winds across the main development region into the Caribbean. We can see that we still have that leftover trough associated with an area of low pressure attached to a frontal system right there. To the north of the Greater Antilles, you can see another tropical wave right here to the east of the Windward Islands, and another tropical wave right here off the west coast of Africa, all of which are still attached to the intertropical convergent zone. If we take a look at the visible satellite images of the Atlantic before the sun went down, we can see the clouds associated with that trough still lingering to the north of the Greater Antilles, to the north of the Eastern Caribbean as well. We can see the clouds associated with that tropical wave to the east of the Windward Islands. We can see the clouds associated with that other tropical wave to the west of Africa, as well as the clouds associated with the intertropical convergent zone. If we even look closely, we can see the twisting of the clouds associated with the Central American gyre that still bring a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity to the countries in Central America, anywhere from Panama westward. Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, Belize, Mexico, still getting in on that very bad weather. And all of this is going to be translating northwestward to possibly develop into that system that the Hurricane Center has highlighted in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. And it's definitely going to be bringing a lot of rainfall to sections of, if not Mexico, sections of Texas. We'll be talking more about the rest of the Caribbean's weather later on. Let us focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today, Sunday, June 16. It was stated that we would have received some amount of rainfall across sections of some eastern, northern, and western parishes on Sunday afternoon. And just for reference, eastern parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Surrey. So, Portland, St. Thomas, Kingston, St. Andrew. Western parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall. So, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, Westmoreland, and St. Elizabeth. While northern parishes, excuse me, we're talking about Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland. And what ended up happening? A post was made on our Twitter page. Keep in mind that these posts aren't only made here on our Twitter page, but on our Instagram page at weather.jamaica, on our TikTok page at weatherjamaica, and on our Facebook page at weatherjamaica876. So if you have one of those social media platforms, please ensure that you follow us there as you make posts throughout the day that you can't afford to miss. So, a post was made at 3:50 p.m. highlighting the Cuban Doppler radar images, and we definitely saw some amount of rainfall right there exiting sections of Westmoreland and Hanover, some rainfall heading into sections of Manchester and Clarendon, and even section of St. Elizabeth, and we even had some rainfall into sections of St. Thomas as well. But as you could see, that was more inclined to affect sections of eastern, western, and southern Jamaica more than northern Jamaica. So I guess there was a flip with the rainfall, especially considering that if we take a look at the visible satellite images of Jamaica today, we definitely saw that we had more. So we have some upper level clouds pushing from west to east across the island. Excuse me. So we didn't have much in the way of daytime heating. We couldn't get that diurnal convection at all. We had a lack of sunshine, which explains why we couldn't get that cloud cover and rainfall across sections of some northern parishes in Jamaica. We had more of that rainfall associated with what was left over of the tropical wave, definitely pushing into section of some southern parishes more than anything else. So at least we got some rainfall somewhere. eastern, southern, and western Jamaica. And we can definitely see that rainfall even better on the south coast right here. We saw those sparkling white dots that represent an amount of lightning strikes, if not lightning flashes, across section of Clarendon, Manchester. So that indeed confirms the isolated thundershower activity that we saw on the Doppler radar images. As of right now, we don't see much happening on the Doppler radar, but we do see some amount of rainfall coming in right here to the south of Clarendon, to the south of St. Catherine. Who knows, maybe we might get some more rainfall tonight. Some rainfall right here to the west of Hanover, and a lot of rainfall to the southwest of the island, more so off screen than anything else. We even see some rainfall coming into sections of St. Thomas as we speak. If we take a look at the temperatures right now, we can see that we have 28 degrees Celsius in both Montego Bay and Kingston, and by about 4 a.m. on Monday, temperature should dip down to about 26 degrees Celsius in both Montego Bay and Kingston. As it relates to the temperature forecast for tomorrow, this map from the GFS is showing 18 on Monday, which is actually 1 p.m. on Monday, and we see Jamaica embedded in some yellow colors that represent up to maybe 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above normal temperatures. I know the normal temperatures for the month of June across Jamaica are about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. When we take a look at the thermometer, 90 degrees Fahrenheit is about the same as 32.2 degrees Celsius. So you should be receiving anywhere from 32 to 34 degrees Celsius at most for Jamaica's temperature on Monday. As it relates to the dry air map, we know dry air is represented by what we see on the key on the bottom, the yellows, the oranges, the reds, and the whites within those reds. And considering the very moist air associated with the trough, the Central American gyre, all the cloud cover, the air is definitely moist. We see more blues than anything else across the Caribbean, Jamaica right here. More so, we have the dry air across the southeastern Caribbean and the eastern Caribbean. Not to mention right here, off the coast of Africa, lots of dry air there. Not to mention the northern portion of the North Atlantic and off the east coast of the United States. But as it relates to the Saharan dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Monday, we do see that we still have some amount of Saharan dust. Jamaica right here, we're definitely going to be getting in on some amount of Saharan dust coming into our area right there. But what we don't want to see is that very vigorous plumage represented by those darker browns. We could get in on some of that tomorrow, maybe later on in the afternoon hours, maybe bring some amount of hazy skies in some spots, not to mention triggering some amount of respiratory illnesses in some persons. As relates to the wave forecast for tomorrow, we still see those lighter shades of blues to darker shades of blues that we know represent anywhere from 0.54 meter wave height to 1.5 meter wave height, and that's because the winds are going to be averaging anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 knots at most, coming in from the east, southeast for the most part across the island. So if we're going to be getting some rainfall, maybe affecting sections of some eastern parishes, maybe pulling to some northern areas and some western areas as usual, or who knows, maybe we might get a repeat of today with more of that rainfall across southern parishes. So we just have to see exactly what unfolds and take these forecasts with a grain of salt. You know, the upper level wind shear coming in more so from the northwest could favor more of that rainfall across sections of some southern parishes than anything else. If you actually take a look at the afternoon rainfall forecast from both the Euro and the GFS models, we see that they are both in consensus that by 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 2 p.m. Jamaica time, we should be getting in on some blues that represent rainfall across some spots. The GFS has more of the rainfall across northern and western Jamaica. The Euro has more of the rainfall across sections of some central and western parishes. We'll see exactly what unfolds with that. We saw that Euro definitely won in today's round, bringing more of the rainfall to southern Jamaica than northern Jamaica. So maybe the Euro might win again, leaving the GFS with its forecast. Either way, we're definitely going to be receiving some amount of rainfall. The Euro a bit more robust than the GFS as usual. The Euro showing up to at least 0.49 of an inch of rainfall on the northwest. GFS showing up to at least 0.23 of an inch of rainfall over the western side. We'll take it. We're in the month of June. We're in our secondary rainy season. We usually receive up to 133.35 millimeters of rainfall during this month. So we'll take all the rainfall that we can get to put some kind of a dent in the drought or the heat that some areas are plagued with. Alright, so that's it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So as stated, we still have that moist southeasterly flow, all courtesy of the Central American gyre. Our showers and thunderstorms heading into sections of Central America. We also have a lot of clouds associated with the intertropical convergence zone and numerous tropical waves across the eastern portion of the main development region, and one right here getting ready to affect section of the Windward Island. It has already started, I'm sure. If we take a look at the Doppler radar images of the northeastern Caribbean, we'll definitely see that we have some spots of rainfall here and there. Some spots to the east are affecting eastern Puerto Rico, maybe the British Virgin Islands, St. Martin, St. Kitts and Nevis. More of the rainfall to the east of Guadeloupe than anything else. We also see a lot more rainfall when we take a look at the Barbados radar. So we see a lot of rainfall coming in from the east. Definitely going to be affecting section of Barbados tonight. Some rainfall possibly for section of Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and Grenadines already getting in on that rainfall. And Trinidad and Tobago are definitely going to be getting in on some more rainfall, just like what they got today. If we take a look at the wider view of Doppler radar images, we can see that rainfall across sections of western Cuba, sections of western Florida, rainfall across sections of Central America associated with the gyre, so Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, sections of the waters to the east of Nicaragua, even eastern Nicaragua getting in on that rainfall, section of Colombia, Suriname, French Guiana getting in on the mix. As should this is the temperature forecast for tomorrow. We see that this map from GFS is showing that we should be getting on those yellows across most of the central to the eastern Caribbean, but we see grays than anything else that represents average temperatures, and we're indeed grateful for that. We want to see the average temperatures. We don't like the way above normal temperatures at all, but we know how it goes. Anywhere we're going to be having above normal temperatures, please ensure that you all stay hydrated. As related to the Saharan dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Monday, we do see the browns that represent the Saharan dust stretching all the way from Africa across the main development region. And we know all of this vigorous plume is definitely pushing its way to the west. So all we're hoping is that by the time it gets to our area, it's actually dwindled down to more of these lighter shades of browns that we can't even make out in the sky. But we see that section of Haiti and Jamaica are definitely going to be getting some amount of vigorous plume in a way. As relates to the wave forecast for tomorrow, we see anywhere from 0.5 meter wave heights to 1 or even to 1.5 meter wave heights, as indicated by these blue colors, as you can see by the key on the bottom right, to be affecting the Caribbean. And that's because the winds are going to be averaging anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 knots, and we see the general direction coming in from the east for tomorrow. We see the strongest wind right here associated with the Central American gyre that represents anywhere from 25 to 30, maybe even up to 35 knots, coming in from the southeast and the east across portions of the Gulf of Mexico. As relates to the rainfall forecast now, there's definitely some amount of rainfall in store for sections of the Dominican Republic, section of Haiti, section of Puerto Rico, the US and British Virgin Islands, Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Martin, Guadeloupe, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and Grenadines, Barbados, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago. Some more rainfall in store for section of Suriname, French Guiana, section of Guyana, Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Belize, Mexico, Guatemala and El Salvador associated with the Central American gyre. And we see that both the UN and GFS are in consensus with this. I know that when they're in consensus with it, the chance of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.